I f***ed one of my friend's boyfriends.
Yeah, I cheated on my girlfriend.
I actually slept with two brothers. I put my cousin in prison.
Well, I would steal a bunch of kids' phones, and I would eat the SIM cards.
2 weeks ago, I did an abortion.
I fucking killed somebody.
The power of Christ compels you. Happy Good Friday, God-fearing YouTube watchers. Behind me is the first ever Channel 5 live action interview installation. I never thought about actually creating a museum exhibit, but our friends here at Superchief Gallery and also our friends from Vegas who run an art collective called Indecline asked us to be a part of an art show. I had a couple ideas. My first idea was a Malverde-style cocaine shrine dedicated to the late and great Mr. Daddy. My second idea was a, British-style phone booth with a payphone inside where you could put in a quarter and that quarter would go to Critmac's commissary and he'd answer the phone on the other side to thank you for putting money on his books. But those two things seemed a bit too complicated. So thankfully we had our third idea, a Channel 5 live confessional booth. Let me explain to you how it works. Inside you have a papier-mâché reporter with a GoPro for eyes, wielding an actual microphone, asking confessors to share a deep, dark secret. This is something of a return to form. Far before Channel 5 and All Gas No Brakes, I began my career in New Orleans on Bourbon Street, asking tourists to share a deep, dark secret.
I fucked my mom.
That ruined shit!
Their answers ranged from run-of-the-mill incest stories to full-blown murder confessions.
Straight out New Orleans, man.
Since then, the party strip interview format has taken the internet by storm and become a conduit for grotesque viral clip farming, and in some cases, created micro-celebrities who rode their 15 minutes of fame from the streets to the big screen.
You're 21?
Yep.
Watching this transition has taught me a couple things. Firstly, from a digital marketing perspective, nothing really does numbers like embarrassing confessions. But secondly, and most importantly, it's taught me that above all else, people really just want to be heard. And almost everybody out there is bottling up a strange secret, or an 8-bar freestyle, that flies out of their mouth at 145 miles per hour the moment they make eye contact with a 4K camera lens. So I knew this exhibit would be a great success. I also feel that it's worth mentioning there's no trickery or deception involved here. Bold notices of filming are printed both inside and outside the confessional booth. And every person featured in this video confessed directly into an actively rolling, non-concealed camera. I just felt like that was worth saying. All right, guys, let's get into it. Here's what people had to say.
So basically, I had a couple of encounters sexually with my friends at the time, and I don't know, I guess I was just a little bit curious, but since then, I've had 2 girlfriends, and I cheated on both of them, but it was with each other. Yeah, I don't know, it's been a confusing time, but now I at least know that I am straight, so that's a positive.
I fucked one of my friend's boyfriends twice.
I care about people? Well, fuck everybody. They're fucking garbage. It's my birthday. I'm 42 years old and I can't stand fucking nobody. Eat shit. Take care of yourself.
I shat myself one time at work. I was dropping down to pick up like a 90-pound bag of concrete, and as soon as I went up, just all came out. Yeah, I left my boxers at work too. It's kind of wild.
My mom just told me that she might have cervical cancer, and a part of me is okay with her being dead because then there's really nothing else to be. I guess there's no one for me to feel disappointed by. Maybe her being alive is maybe a disappointment.
In December of last year, I was and I didn't know what to do. So I stayed with the guy and I found out all his personal information and I robbed him. Wanted to shoot him, but I didn't.
In middle school, I put my cousin in prison. He has 2 14-year sentences, so I will be a grown-ass adult by the time he comes out. And I still have nightmares to this day that I wake up screaming and crying from that he's gonna get out and kill me. That felt good to get out.
I used to smuggle people across the border with my father. At the age of 12, I started to help my dad, family business. We did that for about 2 years until we were caught. The way it worked is we would go down, we'd go to a specific house, the person in question would be waiting for us, and we would put them in a car. We had a secret compartment and a Ford 500 between the back seat and the trunk. and we ran a hose from the AC all the way back, and it was padded with memory foam. The first time that I ever did it, my dad's friend, who is undocumented, came with us into Mexico to show us where we would be meeting people, how it was going to work. He assured us that the immigration agents at the border were people on the payroll. So every time we'd go down there, they'd assign us a gate. That's the gate that we would go to. First time we did it, he got in the back, and it was successful. That began a 2-year journey where we essentially smuggled 60 plus people into the U.S. Unfortunately, somebody told on us, and you know what happens when people tell, right? So that in question is no longer with us, but it was an experience that changed my life. I was able to see different parts of business, see how deep it ran, and it was an experience that I'm never going to forget. First time being incarcerated was 12, and it was because of this.
When I was like 12, I was really interested in anatomy, and I would choke like my baby cat to see what would happen. It's true, I did. Like, and it would cry. Oh my god! I know. And the ironic thing is, I want to be a doctor. So
in this Superchief building right here, there's someone who works behind the counter, and I fucked him and his best friend, and I don't think either one of them know. I also cheated on my boyfriend with the both of them, and I don't think any of them really speak to me anymore. Shout out to them. Definitely not name dropping, but if this drops, they know who they are. Sorry.
Like when I was in high school, I would steal a bunch of kids' phones, and I would eat the SIM cards and then give them back like a couple days later. I don't know what the eating the SIM cards thing was about. I think I thought it was like more secure than throwing them away, but I never really wanted the phones. I think I just wanted to know that I could take them if I wanted to, and sometimes I would just like put them back in their bags, and then sometimes I would pretend like I found them somewhere and give them back to him. And one kid even gave me, I think, $100 as a finder's fee. And I probably ate like 10 to 15 SIM cards over the course of like the couple-month run that I was doing this.
I guess it's really hard to fucking see anything good in the world. I'm like severely depressed. I kind of think about killing myself all the time, but I also love life too. So it's really hard to like care for people as well, because you kind of just see a lot of fucked up shit in them. But it's weird. I don't know if I'm going crazy or not, but anyway, I'm trying to have a good time.
Yo, listen, I don't believe in confessionals because I tell all a lot of the time, but 2020 we was running up those fucking PPP loans. And that fucking unemployment in multiple states, baby. You know what I'm saying? You gotta get it how you live. Feel me?
I low-key snuck fireball shooters into the party, and they're charging like $10 a beer here for like anti-fascism or something.
I left my baby mama, and now I'm fucking my old high school English teacher.
2 weeks ago, I did an abortion, and it was one of the most difficult decisions in my life. And it was pretty much because of my career. I'm gonna start a PhD next week, and I feel proud and I feel happy. I'm happy that I'm in a country that allows me to do that. And I think all women in the world should be able to have this bare minimum.
Yeah, I lied to somebody. That's basically it. It was a white lie to spare their feelings, but at the end of the day, white lies aren't good for anything. You know, you might as well just tell the truth at the end of the day. So, I don't know, just be humble, be nice, just love everybody, just tell the truth when you can, you know. I'm not going to go into detail. Yeah, I cheated on my girlfriend.
Hey, Trump, white supremacists, fucking KKK, all these white people.
Don't forget me, Father. I have sinned. I hate Donald Trump. I hate that motherfucker.
When I was 16 years old, 23 now, it's a couple years ago, I killed somebody. And I was with a couple of friends, and I ended up letting one of my friends. I never admitted it out loud. I've always told people that I didn't do anything weird, you know what I mean? And I ended up doing something weird. Yeah, that's what I wanted to admit about, man, to be honest. I just killed some dude. Some other guy that was there didn't do it. I told them they did it.
Please investigate what is happening in Lahaina, because there is something fucking rotten in Denmark. And I really hope that you can look into it firsthand and see what kind of land grab is happening there. While I was there in Maui, I met a Venezuelan immigrant who was so kind. He saw what was happening in Lahaina and said, you know what, I'm going to give up my chef job here in Kihei so that somebody else in Lahaina can have it. And I ended up having him come stay with me in Los Angeles on October 7th of all days last year. And when I think of how selfless he is as a Venezuelan immigrant, it's so sad to see all of this rhetoric that is out there right now against them, because I got to see firsthand how kind they are and how willing to work and have multiple jobs and take a train and almost die to get up here just to cross the border like the rest of us. So that's something else that I really hope that you guys can look into. I'm not going to take up any more time. I have so much that I could say, but I will end it with this. Please vote for Jill Stein.
Since October 7th, I admittedly have gotten a little more anti-Semitic, only because only 15% of Jewish people in America don't think that Israel is a necessary evil. And yeah, it's just kind of hard to overlook that. And it's not because I hate people, it's simply because I care about people. And yeah, it's almost like 85% of white people were in the KKK. I would also have an issue with it. Not because I hate white people, just because numbers don't lie.
The weirdest thing that I've done was I actually slept with two brothers, not the same time, but I slept with the older brother first, hooked up with him, and then his younger brother saw that. Next day, we talked about it, and then we hooked up as well.
I don't know why I'm so scared to say this. There's literally nobody here that knows. I'm looking at literally just the camera right now, but all I have to say is I'm deeply in love with my coworker, Nicole. Okay, if Nicole, you're watching this, bye-bye.
Myra, I slept with Juan. But this is so many years ago. Your boyfriend's a little gay. That's it. Bye.
My vertebrae is so thin that if I push it too hard in between my nose and my tear from all that shit. Now everyone out here is doing balloons, which I think is fucking ridiculous. I think that's the worst shit to do to kill your fucking brain cells, dude.
I'm currently dating someone, and we're in a situation where I'm allowed to see other people, and she is not. And I see. Well, that's kind of God damn it! That's kind of misconstrued, because it's not like we planned it that way, but that's kind of what the case is. So I am still having sex with. She's actually right outside. So I actually am still having sex with other women, including trans women, and also have the benefit of still being in a relationship with her.
Should I confess that I cheated on you? He heard it here first.
At first, I didn't know what a confession or what I should say, but then I farted on the crowd right outside, and they just kept looking around and asking who farted. So I knew I had to confess.
I'm in a drug program. I'm supposed to be sober, but I'm drinking a PBR right now. But you know what? It's worth it because it matches my PBR tube top, so it's fine.
Yeah. For the past couple of years, every single time I have sex with somebody, I have to picture my ex footage. I never said that out loud. That's crazy.
I confess, there's an evil little man that's inside of me. Then he's running the show, man. He's inside of me, there's another man, and he's a small man, and he's a Nazi, and he's a rapist, and he smells bad, and he wants blood, and he is me. He's running shit.
Father, I haven't been balling as hard as I should have been. I haven't been grinding like I should have been. And I haven't been locked in like I should. So my confession is that I just ain't even been there. I'm a lock in.
Say I like to eat cookies. No one's looking.
I have nothing to confess except for the fact that I am greedy and evil and self-centered.
I want to confess that I don't call my grandma. Who the fuck doesn't call their grandparents? Almost every day I feel bad, and it's like you smoke weed and you don't do it because then you want promise to call your grandma tomorrow? Yeah, promise to call your grandma.
I guess my confession is like a part of me doesn't really think I'll never be able to see my dad the same way again, even though he was a perfect dad. I just think maybe from all of the bad things he's done, at least in the past few years, and the bad memories that I have, it does make it kind of hard to want to look at it the same way.
Over a year ago, I was having a rough day. I started drinking early, and I got totally shit-faced. I went to a club, I blacked out. First thing I did was call my toxic ex-girlfriend in tears, telling her that I missed her. She didn't pick up. I then DM'd this girl that I had a crush on, that I loved her, that I was obsessed with her, basically. And then I called my most recent ex-girlfriend, made a plan to meet up with her. I drove my car, blacked out, and I got in an accident. I hit another car. And I drove away from the scene, and I went and hung out with my ex-girlfriend. Ended up getting back together with her. And I was driving my mom's car at the time. So this led into a year-long secret from my mom. I had to go get the car fixed under the table for cash. I was parking it off the street because I was worried about a police report. And the whole thing really scared me because I realized what can happen when you're driving under the influence and you don't remember.
Sometimes I do want to die, and maybe it's easier, but I guess we all go through that, don't we? But at the same time, I love living and I appreciate everything that I have. May we all live in peace and prosper. Hopefully we make it to the good life.
I cheated on a test with Siri when I was doing what is it called? Testing? Oh yeah, testing. Don't tell anyone, okay? Our secret's together. Don't tell my mom.
All right, guys, there's that. I hope you enjoyed. I have some more great news. For one, you only just saw about 20 minutes of the 2.5 hours of confessions that were put online. Some of them, believe it or not, were actually too grotesque to post on YouTube, mainly because of nudity and more murder confessions. So if you want to see more uncut, uncensored confessions, go to our Patreon, www.patreon.com/channel5. There we have an uncensored complete reel of all confessions from the gallery. Also, we're gonna reopen this confessional booth in about 48 hours. That's right, 48 hours from right now, we're gonna have a whole confession event to make a second episode. So if you wanna come here to Superchief Gallery in downtown LA and confess your heart out and maybe make it to Channel 5, now's your chance. In 48 hours at this address, 1965 South Los Angeles Street.
On Friday, October 25th.
7 p.m. We're gonna reopen this whole shit. It's gonna be fun. Saddam's gonna be here DJing once again. It's gonna be tight. Might have some zines for sale. Who knows? Anyways, thanks for watching. Have a good one. Bye. That was good, right?
Yeah.
All right.
Channel 5 live worldwide, Hollywood and Vine. Fuck the authority, Channel 5 News. Channel 55. We don't fuck with custers. And 5 is the best number. Next question.